Welcome back to Solving Equations with Mrs. Lucas. These are the one-step problems that we're going to work through on this page, but the two-step problems are in the comments below if you are interested in doing some challenge problems. If you are in my class, please make sure that you're following the examples and filling in the examples in your math notebook as we go. If you're not in my class, just get out a scrap paper. Let's go. Okay, this is going to be our first equation of the day. X plus 17 equals 80. If you remember from my first video, or my last video, we talked about how the goal in solving an equation is isolating our variable. Our variable is x, and isolating is a fancy way of saying we want to make sure that x is all by itself. So in order to get x by itself, we need to do the inverse operation of what we were given. Inverse operation means the opposite of the operation you were given, because inverse operations cancel out. So here we were given addition. So we would say we want to isolate the variable x by doing the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So we are going to subtract 17 from both sides of our equation. Remember, you have to do the same thing to both sides of the equation to keep it balanced. Oftentimes, to help people remember that they have to do the same thing to both sides of the equation, sometimes it helps to draw a line down the middle so that you're making sure you're keeping track of everything. So over here I can see that my 17s are going to cancel out. That's the whole point of using inverse operations. And then over here I now actually have to do 80 minus 17. What is 80 minus 17? 80 minus 17 is 63. And then on this side of the equation we're just left over with x. So we would say x equals 63. That is our solution. That is our answer to the problem. X equals 63. Now that we have our solution of x equals 63, I didn't mention this in my last video, but something that's really awesome with equations is that you can always check your answer. So how you check your answer is by substituting your solution for x into the original equation. So instead of writing x here, write what you said x equals. So I substituted 63 for x, and I said 63 plus 17 equals 80. Does it equal 80? Well, is 63 plus 17 80? Yes. So I know that my answer is right. I checked it. How awesome is that? You'll know if you got it right before you even turn in the test. All right, our next problem is 56 equals r minus 17. Don't panic that the variable is on this side of the equation. It doesn't change anything. So our goal is still to isolate that variable, and we're going to do that by using the inverse operation of subtraction this time, and the inverse operation of subtraction is addition. So we are going to add 17 to both sides of this equation. Okay? All right, so our 17s are going to cancel out on this side. That is awesome. And then over here, we actually have to do 56 plus 17. So 56 plus 17 is 73. And then on this side of my equation, I'm just left with r. So I would say that the solution to my equation is 73 equals r. So now I'm going to go back and check that by substituting in 73 for r. So I would say 56 equals 73 minus 17. Is that correct? Is 73 minus 17 56? Yeah, so we know that our answer is correct. All right, I think we're feeling pretty good about addition and subtraction. So let's move on to one that has multiplication in it. So it doesn't change our problem. We have 180 equals 4c. Our goal is still to isolate the variable. We are still going to do that by using the inverse operation of what we were given. So here, when you see a number next to a variable, what operation is it? It's actually multiplication. So this is the same thing as 4 times c. So if I'm given multiplication, the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I need to divide both sides by 4. So I'm going to divide this side by 4 and divide this side by 4. So 180 divided by 4 is 35. 35, is that right? Oh no, 45. 45. 45 equals c, because these 4's cancel out, so that I'm left with 45 equals c. That's my solution. So now I need to go back and check if that solution is correct. So I will plug in. So my original problem was 180 equals 4 times 45. Remember, the dot is the same thing as multiplication. So is 4 times 45 180? Yes. So our answer is correct again. Last one here, and then you are on your own. So this one looks big and scary, but it's not that bad. So remember, every fraction is a division problem. Every fraction is a division problem. So W over 3, doesn't that look like a fraction? Yeah, so that means that this is the same thing as W divided by 3. So if our goal is still to isolate the variable, we need to do that by using the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. So we are going to multiply both sides by 3. Once we multiply both sides by 3, that means that these will cancel out. And then we will be left with W equals 27 times 3 is 81. W equals 81. Now we can go back and check our answer. So I'm going to type in 81 for W, and I'm going to say 81 divided by 3. Does that equal 27? Yeah. So we know that W equals 81 is indeed our solution. Thank you for watching all these videos today, guys, and thank you for practicing with me. If you would like some more practice problems, just let me know. But my class, make sure you finish those 4 practice problems on the rest of your math notebook page for today's assignment. Thank you, guys. Bye. Have an awesome day.